Are you any better than a tax collector? Find out in our passage today. So thank you so much for joining us. We're in Matthew chapter 5, verses 46 and 47, where we have two questions, this two-question test that Jesus gives us to find out if you and I are any better than a tax collector. Now, a tax collector in their day, the Jews didn't much like tax collectors because they were like a turncoat. They were Jewish, but they had agreed to join and work with the Romans who were occupying Israel and putting them in slavery. So they were a Jew who was working with the Romans to collect taxes from the Jews to give to the Romans, and any extra tax they happened to collect, they got to keep for themselves. So they were a very not liked group of people. It's different than tax collectors today, but it was trying to say you're a pretty low person or not liked person. So in verse 46, he says, "For if you love those who love you, what reward have you? Do not even the tax collectors do the same? And if you greet your brethren only, what do you do more than others? Do not even the tax collectors do so?" So here's what Jesus is talking about. For you and for I, this is a practical test. Are you loving? The word used for love is agape type love, where we do something self-sacrificially for someone who cannot ever pay us back, where we are trying just to be loving to a different person, no matter what they're ever going to be able to do. So the question, do you ever love people like that? Do you ever love strangers like that? Or is it only people that you care about, people that you know, people that can actually pay you back in certain ways? How are we treating the people we don't know? The second question was, how are we greeting the people we don't know? Are you a stingy, mean ogre? Or are you a nice, loving, joyful person to say hi? Do you say hi to strangers? Do you greet people that you don't know and just be loving and joyful and trying to help people? So that's our test to see how you rate in this scale. And I want to encourage every single person watching this video today. I want to encourage you all to pray about it and say, God, please use me today. Ask that you could be nice and loving and greet at least one stranger today. Someone that you don't know, be very extra loving, sharing God's love through you to this other person with your face, with your mouth, and even, if possible, by doing something kind to someone else you don't know who is never going to be able to pay you back. And you don't even say your name or even where you go to church, but you just try to be loving to them. Try and make this a part of today, and maybe even tomorrow, and maybe just a part of your normal life, where you normally are loving to strangers. You're normally kind to strangers. And you see where you can tell them about Jesus. Tell them that God loves them. Tell them that God loves you, and that's why you're doing things like this for them. Sharing Jesus with your mouth, sharing Jesus with your smile, sharing Jesus with your actions. I sure love you guys.